This is week 7. Liz. We had Liz again on Monday. Unfortunately, the theatre was flooded. I don't know how that happened. I think I was late as well, so I was like, I walked in, I was like, Liz, I'm so sorry.
And then everything was just everywhere.
What's happened? And yeah, so we went upstairs and we did a little warm up because I knew everyone was cold. Liz knew that everyone was cold and tired. So we poor Blair, I can't speak, but she said find a partner, find some space, and she told us to do a simple thing to that partner. She labeled us A and B, and we said do the thing where, say for instance I'm A, Paris is B, I'll close my eyes, or I don't have to close my eyes, but I'll stand up, just lightly push me.
Literally just a really light and back.
And we used to tell our partner this, like, what it felt like and what moved and what didn't move. I was paired up with Jake. I was the first one to be pushed. A lot of things happened during actually. Liz taught us to do a lot of things like hold your head, hold your stomach, well, I'll say push you that way, or forward and back, all these different things. When Jake pushed me on my left and right, he noticed that my feet, like, it was weird. It looked different because like when he pushed me on my right side, my feet were flat, but when he pushed me on my left side, my left foot kind of lifted up in a way. It shows like I'm more sturdy with my right side than my left side, which is kind of weird. I was like, okay, but what if I was more left-footed than right-footed? Would that mean I'm more sturdy on my left foot than my right foot? It was very confusing, to be honest. When I pushed Jake though, a technique which he did, which I found was when I pushed him, he closed his eyes, and I said, "Why'd you close your eyes?" And he said that, "Oh, it's because that when you push me, I'll probably like get the sense like, okay, he's gonna push me on that side. I gotta be ready. Like when you're closing your eyes, you don't know where he's gonna push you.
Yeah.
So it's like okay, that way." One of the things which was like, oof, was when this taught us to push each other forward and back. It was fine when pushing someone forward. Wait, no, was it forward? Yeah, it was fine when pushing forward because I don't know, something about your heels, like your heels are off the ground. However, when pushing back, it was pretty hard because I got nothing to like holding me back, so I was literally balancing on my heels. That was a struggle for both of us, and I think it was a struggle for lots of other people as well.
Yeah, no, I was going to say the same thing. Like, I was with Kieran, with the Cybers one, because I was the first one to get pushed as well. With the Cyber one, that's fine. Like, you know, feel a bit tense at points, but it's fine. But with the pushing forwards and backwards thing, like you said about closing eyes, like obviously when you have them closed, you have no idea when you get pushed, so you're not as tensed up. But when you have them open, you will be more tensed up because obviously you're like, when is he gonna push me? Like, when am I gonna get pushed? Like, you're gonna flinch and everything. So yeah.
To add on that, she asked us a question: what does being neutral look like? Because some people when standing, they weren't neutral like at all. She told us, well, of course, we know how to be neutral: leg, hip, feet with a partner, that sort of stuff. Arm by side, head up. It was like someone's holding a string up against your head, so your head's gonna be like up here, not down here. That, like, head up and relax. Like, your body's gonna relax. If you're tensed up, then it's not right. Like, you shouldn't be tensed up. When you do performances, you shouldn't be tensed up. Well, yeah, you shouldn't really. You should be all relaxed. We then talked about posture, and like, there's good posture and bad posture, and how everyone always does good and bad posture. Like, there's no such thing of having good posture all the time. I have bad posture. I'm doing it right now. Like, I'm sitting forward. Like, there's no such thing, right?
Yeah.
And want to talk about Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
Because I wasn't in, because I wasn't feeling
He
well.
was very ill, yeah. He was ill.
So Tuesday.
Even though you wanted to come in,
Yeah.
no, stay home.
Tuesday, I remember because I was ill, I just did some research on authors' descent and I did some line reading, and that's about it. And what did you do?
Yeah, we just carried on with the blocking. Like, I think it was my dad who filled in for you, so we blocked out more with him, and I went on to me and James's scene as well. So we got more into that. I think we actually covered everyone's scene that lesson. Like just like blocking with everyone, so everyone got to do something. But I'm happy I had more of a idea of what my blocking is gonna be like, even though my actual partner wasn't here. At least there was someone actually up there with me, so I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just helpful to get to everyone in the end, because you know, I know what it's like, you know, like in the Crucible when there were people who still hadn't been blocked until like at least a week before the performance. So yeah,
So that's
all I really remember from Tuesday, because I think Martina's lesson was cancelled.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I don't know.
First,
Something happened.
Something happened,
Yeah.
basically. Thursday, we had. Oh, that was it. Yeah. For my H&Ds, they want me and my partner to build a car, like not an actual car, but like a wooden car. That was a bit hectic. You have to find out the pieces, like if it was the same width and same length and all that sort of stuff, so it's not wonky and unstraight. You have to find a flat rectangle surface, so with wheels, so there was wheels there. It was basically just workshop based, really. We were doing. There wasn't like. I felt like Rosie mostly led it because like she knows what she's doing, but that's really why I did the workshop.
In that workshop lesson, my H&D actually hadn't given me any details of what to do, like not until the day of the performance. So really, I just ended up helping other groups. Really, asked them if they needed a hand. Like I know I was mainly helping Mary and Bartlett's group. Just help. I just went round, asked anyone if they needed help, because I wasn't too sure of what to do. Like I tried my best to get anything relevant to the context of mine, but we just ended up helping others, and yeah, that's what I did in the first lesson. And then we went on to Gary's lesson next.
Yeah, do you want to do that?
Yeah, I think this is when we ended up swapping roles. So I think you went on to moderator, didn't you? Madaj went on to D, and then I was S. I feel like S was slightly more simple for me. Like I prefer doing D because it's more of a challenge, and I like doing like challenging acting work. But it was more simple for me because not as much emotional, you know, you don't get too emotional on the camera because you're not only the back of your head is seen on the camera. So but it's good to swap roles though and see which one you feel like you fit the best. But my dad did a really good job at D actually. Like he fully went at it, and it just shows what sort of range the three of us has and what we can all do, like go around different roles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played the moderator, as Paris said, and Gary said that I did a good job at it. Like it looked like I was actually in a scene. Like I wasn't at one point like looking at the ceiling, just like is the scene over yet? Like I actually felt included. Gary said like I looked like I was like, damn, I feel really bad for this person, and I just, man, that's sad that he's not gonna see this person again. I actually had sympathy for this person. I remember the steps, like I walked to the marking without looking at it or just looking at the camera. It's weird, like once you, because for me personally, I just need to look like, okay, if I take this many steps and not take much of a big step, then I'm at that mark. Once I do that, I'm fine. I don't really need to think about it as much. And yeah, I feel like the marking and like me being in the scene, even though I have 2 lines, was great. And some people, they were great as well. Something what Gary said, which I was like, that's true, is that when you're not on stage, like say for instance you're rehearsing right now in the other room, it's important to be prepared because some people are mucking up and down. And Gary said,
Yeah.
if you want to do that, that just shows how that you're not that serious about this stuff. However, if you actually read the lines, go over it, play sad music or stuff like that, channel that in sadness, then it shows that yeah, you really want to do this. So yeah, Friday again, or if it's descending, I feel like what do we do? Oh, that was it. We did costumes. So
we started to costumes.
Jamie started saying that yeah, we need to have some costumes, and we go to the costume cupboard. We will find costumes. Because there's like different vows, he said to me and the other vows that we need to play
the same jacket.
Yeah, he gave us a jacket, and it's like, okay, when you're a senior, you must take off the jacket and then give the jacket to the next vow. I asked Jamie, what is my vow like in this scene? And then he said, you tell me, like, you read the lines and you think. So basically, he said, okay, let me think. And we both did it together, but I did many of the work, really, because I realized that my character vow in this scene is romantic to Lady. For example, when he gives her the jacket, that's one. He's invested, like he's interested in what she does. When she starts talking about her shop, like freestyling, he's like, oh my gosh, like, and I'm very open, like I show that feminine side. Most men in this period, they don't really like to show their feminine side because they want to show like they're masculine and strong. However, Foul, in this scene, he was like, I'ma just open up to you.
I also
and
feel
show.
like Val in that scene also as well, that was kind of like trying to sound interested to Lady and sort of like slightly flirt with her only because I think he wants to stay.
And that as well. He wants to stay as well.
It's like, you know, he is interested, but he also just desperately wants to stay here. Yeah.
Another thing I noticed about Val is that he's very nervous and scared at the scene where she holds a gun. When she holds the gun at me, I'm scared at first, but I'm still a little bit nervous, especially when the part where I talk about my dog and it was dog and body temperature, because I saw it repeated twice. That just shows how I'm panicking. When you're panicking, you tend to like muddle up your words a little bit, and yeah, we analysed our lines, and yeah, I think I got the guitar word right, and the suitcase still again could have used some improvements, but we'll get there soon.
Then there was the change.
The change. Oh yeah,
what was that line?
There was my final line is called I can make change in the store. I kept saying I can make a change, which was not the right ones. Not in that lesson, but in the future, yes, I got it right. But I was for real struggling on that word, because I know as like the way I'll say make a change, but that's not the case. In this, director says make change. It's important to go by what the director is saying and not what you're saying, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I did. I think
change the entire context just from the one letter that you kept adding.
My strength was definitely analysing my character more and finding out stuff which I didn't know about him. Weakness, as I said, the script work, but we'll get to that soon. What about you?
Me and that lesson, like Ricky said, we got into our costumes. Jamie had picked out a dress for me. Personally, wasn't too fond of it, but obviously it matches my character. Like for Balula, I'd wear the dress alone, but when I'm Lady, I have a scarf and a hat just to symbolise to the audience that I'm a whole new different character. And the hat and the scarf is mainly what symbolises Lady, because every single lady was wearing a scarf, right? So yeah, I feel like a strength in that lesson, because after we blocked some more of it. Strength was definitely, I had actually improved on my angling, like I mentioned earlier on. My angling gotten better. I'm facing the audience a bit more. I'm also more expressive with Lady, and I was struggling with a bit with my Lady lines, but I had learned all my Balula lines, so I was proud of that. But I feel like my weakness pretty much overall was lines, not always, but lines. I gotta have them covered bit earlier.
And yeah, that's about it. What we did on week 7.